Hello, everyone. Welcome for today's lecture. Today is the 7th day of the 5th World TCM and Acupuncture Week. I am the host, Tao Xu. Now let's start today's English online lecture. So first, I would like to welcome the speaker, Zhao Ruan. Let me briefly introduce. Zhao Ruan studied under Professor Huang and is a licensed TCM practitioner in China and a registered acupuncturist in British Columbia, Canada. So her topic is Jing Fang in our daily life. So Ms. Zhao, please start.
Okay, good morning, everyone in Hong Kong, and good evening for everyone in Vancouver. So today I'm going to talk about classic Chinese formula, or we call Jing Fang, in our daily life. So before I talk about, I will introduce myself. So I was born in Vancouver and grew up in Taiwan, and then I finished my bachelor and master degree in China. So now I'm currently following Dr. Huang to learn about Jing Fang, and then I just do a lecture about that recently also. For the license, I got the acupuncturist license in BC and also registered professional physician in China. So today I'm going to talk about Jing Fang, but because it is a more daily approach to the normal people, so I will just simply touch on the three formula that we might use it commonly, and also it is easier to cook. So, but at the beginning of it, let's ask the question: why we use Jing Fang instead of the normal a Chinese herbs formula? So we all know that Jing Fang is from the books of Sanghan Lun, and this is the books that are written 2,000 years ago. So we will say Jing Fang is the most, is the ancient, the old one, compares to those modern formula that some professor or some doctor, they prescribe themselves, they make it themselves. Jing Fang is a more ancient and old one. So that also means more people have practiced, more people have uses, and more people have experience about it. So that's the first reason why we use Jing Fang. The second reason we use Jing Fang is because Jing Fang is smaller. So in Shanghan Lun, most formula only have 7 herbs, 15 herbs, usually less than 12, I will say. But recently, if you go around the hospital or the clinic in China, you see how the Chinese medicine practitioner prescribe. You will see they usually prescribe 20-something herbs in a formula, which is, I will say, is quite large. The patient sometimes tell me in their previous practitioner, they will need a huge pot to cook 20-something of the herbs. And it takes time, and it does also cost money for those large amounts of the large kinds of the herbs. So Jing Fang is a good way to start because it's a small one. And also you can cook it in your house because it's only 5-7 herbs. One of the formula that I will introduce today even have 3 herbs only. So I will say it is a smaller formula easier for everyone. Thirdly, even though the Jing Fang is so small or is comparatively small to other formula, it is effective. So we can see on the right bottom hand side, this picture here, this is my my teacher's handwriting of a medical record. So this patient have a mouth cancer in 2024, and it is after chemo and after all the therapies. And now patients have all those like dry mouth and like phlegm, all those like symptoms. But what my teacher prescribed, he only prescribed 6 herbs. And one of the herbs is rice. So we will say like 5 herbs and a rice. So this is an easy formula, and then the patient take it and it is effective. The patient feels the thirst relief. The patient feels less swallowing discomfort, and the patient's the tongue will even be better before the patient's tongue have cracking on it. Okay. So Jingfang with its small, with its oldness, like, and also with its effectiveness, it has been lasting so long until now. And a lot of the Chinese practitioners didn't realize how effective this is. And but I will recommend this and then show you 3 of the formula that we commonly use. Can I find a way to erase this? Is this me drawing? Let me erase this. Probably is the host that write on my PowerPoint. I don't know, can you see it? But I cannot erase it, so. Okay, that's fine, as long as you can see the word. Okay, so the first formula I will going to introduce is called 小柴胡汤. So I believe many of you, I just see through the people attending the conference, I see a lot of you are already like a Chinese practitioner, so you already know 小柴胡汤 maybe. But probably you don't look into the we don't look into the original text in 伤寒论. So let's look into it. So in the original text of the 小柴胡汤, it talks about that patient have a fever of 5 or 6 days and also get wind attack. And also the patient will have alternating cold and heat, chest and hypochondriac pain and fullness. The patient do not have much appetite. The patient will have distraction and vomiting. And also like a chest annoyance without sometimes like without the vomiting. So this is not mandatory. And the patient might feel thirst, might feel like a pain in the abdomen, may feel like a hypochondriac hardness, may feel palpitation, urination problems. A lot of symptoms, or we will say. So originally, the 伤寒论 already talks about this much of the symptoms. So when we do the application, we can see the 小柴胡汤 can treat a lot of the disease. But what Dr. Huang will conclude or will more application about the 小柴胡汤 is like 3 kinds of the disease. So the first group of disease is like a fever, cold, cough. All the things in Chinese medicine we will say is more of the surface disease. So it's more on the outside and it's more quick to go away. Also, sometimes it's more severe. But this kind of disease, you can try to use 小柴胡汤. So in our like in undergraduate books, we might talk about the 小柴胡汤 only used for those have fever on and off. But in Dr. Huang experience, all kinds of the surface disease, even though you just starting to have a cough, you can try to use 小柴胡汤 already, because he thinks 小柴胡汤 is a good medicine to treat those to antivirus. So as long as you got a fever, you got cold, you can start using the 小柴胡汤. The second group of the we will say like as the second group of the disease that 小柴胡汤 can treat is more like an allergic reaction. So like gastric or like gastritis, allergic rhinitis, eczema, those kind of diseases more like a sensitivities likeness and also the allergy things. So we can use those 炒柴胡汤 for those sensitiveness, because the 小柴胡 have a 柴胡 inside to relax patients' anxiety and relax patients by mood and also by the body. The third group is more.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to interrupt you. Can you please sharing the your PPT, because something wrong. You can just close and
this one,
the
original text.
Yeah.
No, because the drawing.
The drawing, yeah, I cannot erase that. I try.
You just stop it and then share it again. You just stop.
Oh, I mean, okay, I know what you mean. Okay, I quit. Okay, I quit okay, and then I share again. Okay. Oh, okay. The people who draw it should be able to erase it. Anyway.
Now it's good.
Okay, now it's good. Okay. Yeah, we talk about the third group of the disease that 小柴胡汤 can treat. So the third group I will say is immune problem. So here it give an example of a Hashimoto thyroiditis. So originally I thought this will be a more to the people, to the totally know nothing a lecture, so I just write it simply. But actually, 小柴胡汤 can treat a lot of kind of immune systems problems, not only the Hashimoto thyroiditis, but anything you can think of. I will say even with the the fever that comes out of nowheres, and modern medicine just tell you, oh, it's an immune problem. Then when you hear immune problems confirmed by modern medicine, then you can try to think about 小柴胡汤. So that's another theory in my teachers. He often will considering the modern medicine's diagnosis, but that's all. He will consider diagnosis and then he have few formulas, some formulas to corresponding to that diagnosis, but he won't use any Western medicine. He will just think about the disease itself and then use the formula. The fourth groups of the disease that 小柴胡汤 can treat is the depression. We will say is emotional problems. So here I only put on depression, but also anxiety or anything you can think about emotional problems. So bipolar, illusion. You can try use 小柴胡汤, but sometimes you need to combine with other formula. That's just the problems. So let us go simply. So if you just want to use a 小柴胡汤 to treat your fever, to treat your cold, to treat your sore throat, I will suggest to just buy the OTC granule in the medicine in the herb store. So because I live in Vancouver also, I will say there is a lot of even TNT I see there is 小柴胡汤, the medicine, the ready-made formula in there to sell. You can buy it from there. And also a lot of you see the Chinese herbs store. You can just walk in and ask them if they have this. It's easier. It's easier for you to made and also easier to store in your house, to drink it anytime when you have some sore throat, going to have a cold. You just take 2-pack, drink it, and then you will feel much better. But if you say, Dr. Ruthann Chow, I really need to treat my eczema, to treat my rhinitis, to treat my depression. Then I will recommend you use the original herbs formula. So I put the dosage and also the herb name here. You can just screenshot this, show it to your pharmacy, and they will pick up the herbs for you. Usually start with 7 doses. Okay, the second formula that I'm going to introduce today is called 半夏厚朴汤. So this is a nice formula. Also, you can combine with the previous 小柴胡汤, but just within itself is really useful also. We can see in the original text in 伤寒论, the original text shows 半夏厚朴汤 can treat a woman that feels a fried meat, or we say like a barbecue, in her throat. So when a woman feels the things in her throat, you can use 半夏厚朴汤. So we do an extension, or we do a more application about it. So 半夏厚朴汤 actually can treat the foreign sensation in the throat. And also we can extend it to a lot of like a weird sensation, foreign sensation in every place in our body. So not just in the throat, but if you just use it, so we call it 梅和气, right? So in Chinese medicine, we call this kind of disease that you feel something in your throat. We call it 梅和气. If you just treat this by 半夏厚朴汤, this formula only is really, really effective. But if you want to extend this formula to other disease, then we can treat like the burning mouth syndrome, chronic tinnitus, depression, like neurogenic dysuria, a lot of disease that comes from for like a weird sensation, and also, or they cause like a sensation that is not detectable. So 半夏厚朴汤 is good for treating all those kind of disease, especially the original application of the throat problems. So I would so also 半夏厚朴汤 can treat the chest tightness and the coughing. So you can think about chest tightness if they don't have a heart problem. Then chest tightness, for those who have depression or they have a panic attack, the chest tightness is just a feeling, a weird feeling. So that's why the 半夏厚朴汤 can be kicking in here. And also the coughing. Sometimes if you do the X-ray, if you do any testing, there is nothing there for you to cough, right? But there is a sensation. Sometimes it's itchy, sometimes it's like a sore throat. So this time is also how 半夏厚朴汤 can be used. I will just talk about this picture on the right bottom corner. So this is the in our teacher's books, so called 黄黄经方手册, and this book also is in English translation. If you really want to know the English translation of the books, you can let me know. So in this book, there is a comic, like a comic writer. He draw every figure of each formula for the Dr. Huang Huang's commonly used Jingfang. So you can see in this picture, we have a woman figure. And also we can see that this woman have a big eyes and also a little bit worrying and also pointing to her throat. So we call this kind of a woman 半夏人. So 半夏 constitution actually. So 小柴胡汤 is actually like a 柴胡人, so like a 柴胡constitution. They have a more thinner eyelid and also more square shade of the face. In 半夏people, they usually have a more round shape of the face, and also more easy to get touch of everything. There are more sensitivity to those things. Yeah, just a slightly touch on the Dr. Hong Hong's theory. So for 半夏厚朴汤's recommendation dosage, because 半夏厚朴汤 didn't have a OTC medicine, so I can only recommend the fresh herbs. In Japan, they do have some granule form, but I don't know you can get it or not in Vancouver or in Hong Kong. But even though with its fresh herbs, it's easy because it's only 5 herbs. So some people might ask, oh, with this like 5 herbs, can you treat a throat disease that will irritate me for so long? So the answer is yes. I treat a lot of patients that have a throat, the sensation feeling of the throat, we call 梅核气, right? And just within these 5 herbs, they feel much better after like 2 or 3 days of taking the medicine. So if you know this symptom, you just use it. For others disease, you might need to add a little bit other formula or a lot of some herbs. But for the throat disease, just use it. It's simple. The 5 herbs, if you take it to the herb store, they will pick up for you. 2 of them are more like medicine and food things. So it's safe to take it. So for this formula, I will suggest to take like 3 doses to begin with to see if that is effect. Okay, the third formula I will introduce today is called 甘麦大枣汤. So 甘麦大枣汤, we can see in the original text in 伤寒论, it talks about women at their perimenopause period, they will often like to cry, so here the work of God is more, they are more a little bit crazy, a little bit not in a normal human ways, and they were stretching a lot. So this is a like original medicine, original text. So now we do have an extended application of the 甘麦大枣汤. So the first one definitely is for a menopause syndrome. So why do we say 甘麦大枣汤 can treat menopause syndrome? It's because 甘麦大枣汤 can treat those woman that is like 50 years old, they want to cry. It's more on the depression side if the menopause syndrome shows like that. So in modern diagnosis, the menopausal syndrome is like including a lot of things. Might include sweating, night sweating, might include like irritation, insomnia. But 甘麦大枣汤 treating more of the depression, the easier to cry part of the menopausal syndrome. So the second application disease is like the PTSD. So why treating this? So this is because 甘麦大枣汤 can treat those people who want to cry. Like they don't know why they want to cry, but they just cry a lot. They will cry in the home. They will cry in a non-related stuff. So PTSD is more of because PTSD has some of the symptoms. So that's why 甘麦大枣汤 will have this application. You can also say that 甘麦大枣汤 have a soothing effect and also a relaxing effect. So if patient have this kind of the mental like hardship, 甘麦大枣汤 is easier to take in. It's sweet. If I will introduce what is the inside, it's sweet. It's easier to take in, and it's also is soothing, like it's relaxing formula. So if we continue to see the application disease is more like night sweats, Tourette syndrome, anything that are related to you have some the twitching things. So that is also, we extend the application to those that is, we can say a lot of stretch, a lot of anxiety 干麦大澡汤 will help you to relax that. So here we have a recommendation dosage. You can see 干麦大澡汤 only have 3 herbs. It's easy. You can get it from your kitchen. 甘草 10. 小麦 is the wheat. It's 15. And then 大枣 is the dates. You can just, I believe all Chinese people have it in your kitchen. Just make it into tea, and then you will find relax, and then you will find your emotions get positive. So because I introduced 3 formula, and then some of them need to cook it as a herbs way. Some formula you can cook it as a tea. So I will just give a simple introduction about how to cook Chinese herbs. So in my 3 formulas that I introduced, I will say there is a regular way or a tea way. You can see the picture here. I like it. So for the regular Chinese medicine cooking way, because I cannot find anything in English, so now I will just use my English to translate this. So for the regular cooking, like a Chinese herbs way, so this is like for my first 2 formula, you basically will soak the herbs in a pot that is not made by iron. Anything like glass, anything like ceramic, anything stainless steel is okay. You soak it in a pot for like 20-30 minutes. You boil it. After you boil it, cook it for 30 minutes with a small fire. And then you pour out the first first time of the medicine soup. This is the first time. And then you add water, and then you cook it for another 30 minutes, and then you pour out the second medicine soup. You pour them together, and then that make a large bowl, right? And then you just split this large bowl into 2 times. So usually the Chinese herbs, you need to take 2 times a day. So you just take that and then split it into 2 times and drink it twice, morning and usually morning and evening after the meal, for half an hour, and then you take it. So that is like a usual Chinese herbs cooking ways. And if you want to cook the medicine or cook the formula I talk about, like the second one and the third one as a tea, then you just pour all the herbs in your teapot, basically. You can cook it for 30 minutes if you have a glass teapot like the picture I show here. Or you can just smother in a thermos. So like the thermos here. And you can enjoy it anytime. So like the third formula I talked is 甘草, 红枣, 小麦, so like the wheat, the dates, and also the 甘草. So it's sweet. I will believe you take it anytime in your daily life, it will be okay. It will be totally fine. It's not the bitter kind of the Chinese formula. Okay, so I will say that's all for today's lecture. It's just a slightly like a light touch on the Jingfang, but I hope you can get something out of today's things. If you want to ask for more Chinese medicine questions, you can add me by WeChat or send me an email. Any questions for everyone? Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thanks, Miss Zhao, for your sharing your knowledge. Thank you very much. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, stop my sharing.
Okay. Okay, now we have next speaker is Dr. Li Taobai. Li Taobai works at second affiliated hospital of Chongqing Medical University, Department of Integrative Medicine. Her topic is integrative approaches to MAFLD, perspectives from Chinese medicine. Dr. Li Taobai, please start. Dr. Bai, are you there? Okay.
这个是录音啊。
Okay, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to stand before you today to discuss metabolic dysfunction associated fatty liver disease methods and how integrating traditional Chinese medicine with modern science offers transformative solutions. Despite decades of research, conventional therapies remain limited. Chinese medicine may provide new options for the treatment of metabolic dysfunction-associated fatty liver disease is the most common chronic liver disease worldwide. A meta-analysis of observational data in patients with non-alcohol fatty liver disease method revealed an increased chance of being diagnosed with method. This redefinition challenges the understanding of this disease, seriously endangers human health, and imposes a huge economic burden upon society. The clinical presentation and progression of methods may be modulated by various factors, including age, gender, dietary habits, tobacco exposures, and metabolic status. By 2025, nearly 2 of every 5 adults worldwide are living with this condition and may don't even know it. The good news with simple lifestyle changes, method is preventable and reversible. Prevalence and disease burden. The global adult prevalence of method is about 25% to 30%, with the fastest growth rate in the Asia Pacific region, which is related to high sugar and high fat diets. In patients with type 2 diabetes, the prevalence of method is as high as 60% to 70%, 10% to 20% progress to liver fibrosis, becoming one of the main incentives for end-stage liver disease. What exactly is method? Your liver isn't just a detox machine, it's a metabolic powerhouse. Method occurs when too much fat builds up in liver cells. But here, the twist, fatty liver alone isn't the problem. Method is diagnosed only when both of these happen. Fat in the liver, metabolic issues like obesity, diabetes, high cholesterol, or high blood pressure. In other words, method isn't just a liver disease, it's a red flag for your entire body metabolism. In 2023, the international consensus will rename non-alcohol fatty liver disease as metabolic dysfunction-associated fatty liver disease, emphasizing the core role of metabolic abnormalities such as diabetes, obesity, hypertension, dyslipidemia, and setting alcohol consumption thresholds. The new definition requires the exclusion of other causes of steatosis, such as viral hepatitis or drug-induced liver injury. Diagnosis requires two conditions: imagine or histology confirmation of hepatic steatosis, at least one metabolic risk factors adds a scoring system for metabolic dysfunction to enhance clinical operability. The new definition clearly distinguishes between simple fatty liver disease and MASH, and introduced a fibrous-staging system to lay the foundation for precise treatment and prognosis evolution. In 2023, based on over 200 clinical research data, the international experts' consensus confirmed that metabolic disorder rather than alcohol intake are the main driving factors of hepatic steatosis, promoting a shift in diagnosis criteria from the exclusion method to the inclusion method. The old method standard led to the misdiagnosis of 30% of patients with metabolic abnormalities. The new standard significantly improved the earlier detection rate by including metabolic indicators such as prediabetes and dyslipidemia, especially for Asian people. Hepatology, endocrinology, and cardiovascular medicine experts jointly developed standards that reflect the characteristics of method as a multi-system disease, emphasizing the management of comorbidities of liver metabolism, cardiovascular disease. Why should you care? Method is like a thief. Most people will fine at first, but over time it can lead to liver damage. Diabetes. Method has surpassed alcohol as the leading cause of liver disease globally. 1 in 3 adults with method don't know they have it because symptoms like fatigue or mild feeling discomfortable are easy to ignore. Who's at risk? Method doesn't discriminate, but these factors raise your risk. Weight. 70% of people with obesity develop method, but scaling method exists too. 20% of kids occur in normal weight individuals. Diet. Too much sugar, especially soda, and persist fuel liver fat. Inactivity. Sitting for 8 hours a day, increasing risk 35%. Genetic. A gene called PNPLA3 can make some people grow evenly healthy. How do you know if you have method? There's no single test, but doctors use blood tests, evaluated liver enzymes, ALT and AST, or FibroScan scores. Imagine ultrasound or MRI to check fat level. The metabolic health check, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol. Early detection is key. If you have spare tire, waistline, prediabetes, or family history of heart or liver disease, ask your doctor about method screening. The main treatment methods from methods are changing lifestyles, control diet, and strengthen exercise to improve liver steatosis and inflammations. However, lifestyle modification is hard to achieve weight loss goals and maintain for a long time for most patients. Limitations such as potential side effects and patients' acceptance of surgery should also be fully considered. For the other things, numerous drugs has been discarded after unsuccessful clinical trial. It is necessary and urgent to find economical, safe, and efficient drugs for the treatment of method. Today, modern research is uncovering how Chinese medicine holistic approach could complementary Western medicine in managing methods. Let's explore how ancient practice like herbal medicines and acupuncture might help your liver. Traditional Chinese medicine has been used for over 2,000 years to treat a wide range of diseases, including those related to the liver. Many traditional Chinese medicine have great potential for preventing and treating many herbal medicines contain complex chemical components that can treat disease through multi-target, multi-pathway, and multi-level pharmacology activities. Therefore, herbal medicine may be a promising candidate for solving the limitations of current single-target drug therapy strategy. In recent years, progress has been made in the development of herbal medicine for methods. Methods may result from a number of causes, including innate weakness, improper diet, emotional imbalance, and physical overindulgence. In traditional Chinese medicine philosophy, method isn't just a liver problem, it is a sign of systematic imbalance. Practitioners often diagnose it as a mix of dampness and heat, qi stagnation, spleen and kidney weakness. For liver depression and spleen deficiency syndrome, they use Xiaoyangstan. This prescription contains 当归、白芍、柴胡、茯苓、炒白术、炙甘草、生姜、薄荷。They use bathing decoction for heavy dampness. This prescription contains 泽泻、苍术、炒白术、猪苓、茯苓、厚朴、陈皮、桂枝、炙甘草。They use 三仁 decoction combined with 茵陈五苓散 for dampness and heat accumulation. This prescription contains 苦杏仁、泽泻、茵陈、滑石、薏仁、白芷、厚朴、红草、半夏、茯苓、猪苓、炒白术、生甘草。They use acupuncture to treat methods. There are plus. Let's pay attention to method earlier and maintain a healthy liver. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Bai, for sharing her knowledge.
《主持人，这个也是录音的，那个
The next one is also a video, right? 录音，那是okay. So yeah, we finished the little bit earlier, so we still have like 15 minutes to the next speaker.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. Okay, so next speaker is Dr. Mo Tang. So Dr. Mo Tang, attending physician Chongqing University Cancer Hospital. Her topic is machine learning based based integrative prognostic model for colorectal cancer, bridging Western and traditional Chinese medicine. So please play her like a video.
Distinguished guests, honorable peers, and fellow colleagues, it is my privilege to present our work on machine learning-based integrative prognostic model for colorectal cancer, bridging Western medicine and traditional Chinese medicine to improve clinical decision-making. Today, I will walk you through our journey from evidence-based medicine research to deploy predictive models and share insights for future direction. Here is the outline of today's presentation. First, evolution of clinical medicine. Let's start with the trajectory of clinical medicine, which has progressed through three transformative stages. In the beginning, we had experience-based practice anchored in individual clinician expertise. Then, in evidence-based medicine, driven by systematic research. And now, we are in the era of precision medicine. Here's the critical point. Precision medicine demands individualized risk stratification, and that's exactly where prognostic models come into play. Now, you might be wondering, what's the difference between diagnostic and prognostic models? Well, simply put, diagnostic tools detect disease presence. Prognostic models predict future outcomes. Our current research is only cancer in clinical prognostic models. And we know colorectal cancer, as one of the most prevalent malignant tumors, poses a significant threat to global public health. Limitations of current standards. Now let's talk about the TAM staging system. While it's true that it remains the clinical cornerstone, we have to acknowledge it suffers from critical shortcomings. For example, its reductionist design overlooks molecular biomarkers. But what's even more surprising is the survival paradox. Personalized adjuvant therapy and surveillance strategies remains an unmet clinical need. This brings me to our central tenet. We urgently need multidimensional models. As is widely recognized in evidence-based medicine, meta-analysis occupies the apex of the evidence hierarchy. Our research team previously conducted a meta-analysis to evaluate the effects of oral Chinese herbal medicine combined with adjuvant chemotherapy on recurrence and metastasis rates in early to mid-stage colorectal cancer patients following radical resection. The analysis ultimately included 17 RCTs. The results demonstrated that reductions in recurrences and metastasis rates at 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. Follow-up for the combination therapy group compared to Western medicine alone. Our meta-analysis suggests that the combination of oral Chinese herbal medicine with adjuvant chemotherapy may be associated with significantly lower post-operative recurrence and metastasis risk compared to Western chemotherapy alone in colorectal cancer patients following radical resection. Moving on to our solution. Here's the problem we are talking. Standardized follow-up protocols fail to address interpatient variability. Patients with early to mid-stage colorectal cancer typically undergo standardized surveillance following conventional Western treatment, as recommended by clinical guidelines. However, emerging evidence suggests that uniform follow-up protocols might not be optimal for all patients, as survival benefits demonstrated significant inter-individual variability. Numerous studies have deployed clinical prognostic work. Our research team previously constructed a machine learning-based prognostic model using data from U.S. public databases and hospital oncology clinics, which demonstrated satisfactory predictive performance. However, to date, no published models have incorporated traditional Chinese medicine parameters such as syndrome, pattern, or duration of herbal medicine use. And here's the exciting part. Our novel machine learning framework synthesized Western and TCM predictors for the first time. Let's walk you through our study profile. First, we designed a multi-center and TCM predictors. The key innovation here is our machine learning pipeline. The prognostic model constructed in this study belongs to a dichotomous problem, considering the possible nonlinear relationship between the predictors and the prediction targets. Nonlinear and linear methods were selected for a comparative study. There were logistic regression, random forest, extreme gradient boosting, and the support vector machine. A machine learning method were implemented through the Python open source code library. A total of 568 of patients meet the inclusion criteria, and of these, 313 patients received traditional Chinese medicine intervention after radical resection of colorectal cancer as a sample set of the TCM syndrome prognostic model. Of the patients, 181 had recurrence and metastasis within 5 years after radical surgery. The TCM predictors in the Chinese traditional medicine intervention prognostic model were whether or not to take Chinese medicine, and the continuous variable was decreased according to whether or not to take oral Chinese medicine for more than 6 months. The traditional Chinese medicine predictor in the TCM syndrome prognostic model was TCM syndrome type. The model prediction target. The prognostic outcome was coded as 0 or 1 respectively, indicating that the patient had no recurrence and metastasis, or had recurrence and metastasis at a certain time point. The probability of recurrence and metastasis within 3 years and 5 years after radical surgery were respectively used as prediction targets. We tested 4 different algorithms to ensure robustness. The model's performance was assessed via the area under the receiver operating characteristic curve. We also reported precision, recall, accuracy, and F1 score to evaluate model performance. Decision curve analysis evaluates the clinical utility of predictive models by incorporating patient and decision maker preference, thereby aligning with real-world clinical needs and quantifying clinical utility. Now, for the moment, you'll be waiting for the results. Based on LRRS, Charge Boost, and SVM, respectively, the Chinese medicine intervention prognostic model was constructed. The training stage and the validation stage were wrongly split, and the model performance was calculated. A total of 100 trials were conducted. The models showed good prediction accuracy within 3 years and within 5 years, while the model based on RF and charge boost methods performed better. When constructing the DCA curve, the proportion of positive and negative samples in the validation stage and facilitate a comparative analysis. First and foremost, all models achieved excellent accuracy, but what's particularly interesting is that RF and charge boost performed best. It can be seen from the figure that when all patients change from not taking Chinese medicine to taking Chinese medicine, the recurrence and metastasis rate decreased within 3 years or 5 years, with an average decrease of about 0.2. In this study, colorectal cancer prognostic models were constructed based on different machine learning methods, and in general, these models showed good performance. The models can be used to predict the probability of recurrence and metastasis within 3 years and 5 years. Furthermore, based on the model, we can quantify the influence of whether the patient accepts Chinese medicine intervention and different TCM syndromes on the prognosis. However, it is still necessary to expand the sample size and improve the generalization ability to model through external validation phase. We implement our models into a website that provides risk probabilities for colorectal cancer patients that can be used in network within our 2 hospitals. As shown in figure, baseline characteristics and disease information can be inputted on the left panel, and the estimated risk of recurrence and metastasis within 3 or 5 years, as shown in the right panel. Looking ahead, we are expanding to include psychosocial factors. The optimized algorithm is expected to provide more personalized risk stratification by considering biological, clinical, and psychological determinants of cancer outcome. Thank you for your attention. I'll be delighted to take your question and explore potential partnership. This is my email. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you'd like to discuss this feature.
Okay, thanks, Dr. Townsend sharing. So shall we continue? Polly, Hui Ting Zhang, are you there? Okay, do you mind to start earlier? Is that okay for you? So you can start now, right? 可以现在开始吗？
Yes.
Okay. So our next speaker is Polly Hui Ting Zhang. She is a pupil of Chinese medicine master's Li Diangui certificate in yoga teacher training awarded by the University of Hong Kong School of Professional and Continuing Education. So now her topic is yoga and vegetarianism. So let's start. Okay. Yeah. Polly, go ahead.
Now I can start the PPT.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Polly Whittinger, and I am the Vice President of the International Medicine Food Therapy Limited. Today, I am honored to have the opportunity to talk about yoga and vegetarianism. As vegetarians, we are concerned not just with the health of our food, but also with the balance of our bodies and minds. It improves flexibilities, increasing strength, and promotes inner tranquility. Now, I would like to introduce the benefits of 6 yoga poses. Split pigeon pose, bench arm bridge pose, and bow pose cradle, camel pose, warrior feet pose. I hope this helps you maintain your physical and emotional health in your vegetarian lifestyle. Let's begin with the pose of split chest. The split chest are a powerful position that not only stretches the leg meridians but also freely opens the hips and front of the thighs, boosting the circulation of the liver meridians. In traditional Chinese medicine, the liver is responsible for the smooth movement of qi and emotion, as well as the flexibility of the tendons and veins. Vegetarians must pay attention to liver detoxification and qi and blood balance. Next, I would like to recommend those chrysanthemums and goji berry tea as a fantastic pairing with splatters. Rose petal promote blood circulation. Chrysanthemum enhance the liver function, and goji berry supplement. Blood there are easy. Post-practice tension. TCM says the liver control the tendons, so the splatters stretch, dilate, impacts the tendons, while the teeth, liver soothing properties, help avoid walk-out injuries, purification and detoxification. The liver serves as the body's detoxification facility. A vegetarian diet may lack of nutrients, such as vitamin B12, may affect liver function, spleen health, when you do split in the spring. It is when your liver tea is at its strongest. This tea can help calm down your liver fire and ease your spring tiredness. Let's talk about the pigeon pose. Pigeon pose deeply stretches the hips, sleeves stretch, and activates the spine and stomach meridians, which improve digestion. In traditional Chinese medicine, the spine and stomach are the foundation of postnatal life, and vegetarians' health has a direct impact on food absorption. Rice with green beans and walnuts. This is a perfect dietary meal to match with pigeon pose digestive support. This dish includes green beans, walnuts, and maize, all of which are high in nutritional fiber and includes digestive peroxides, which enhance the effect of the pose. Balance of energy. Some vegetarians may not get enough good fats and protein, but walnuts have both in large amounts. Together with the carbs in rice, they help your body recover from the energy it uses up in pigeon pose. Please try the rice with green beans and walnuts after you do pigeon pose. It is good for the bodies to acquire enough nourishment.
Excuse me, Polly. Would you like to roll down your slides? 你可以把你的 slides 可以往下拉吗？你现在只是在第一页 ，only the first page. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, please.
Arm bridge pose. This back beam posture increases the back flexibility, expands the chest, and improves respiratory function. According to traditional Chinese medicine, the triple-bundle meridian is a major channel for qi and blood circulation, synchronizing energy flows in the upper, middle, and lower bodies. As vegetarians, we must pay close attention to the entire energy balance. Apple, lily bulb, and corn seed soup, with its moderate qualities, aid in energy recovery following this pose, brain nutrition as well as enhance concentration. Black beans demands intense focus. The Chinese yam in the soup stimulates the spine and stomach, while the lily bulb soothes the mind, making it great for mental health. Workers and students. Vegetarian can replace pork with calcium, which likewise contain high-quality lipids and protein that nourish the brain, seasonal health, and improves resistance. Practicing bench armed bridge pose during seasonal transition. When weakness is common, this should improve the body's adaptation and prevents colds. Remember, the wisdoms of yoga lies in connection. The connection between pose and diet, body and naturals, inner and outer. May you feel this harmonious energy flow in every back beans. More is more. let's talk about bow pose cradle. This postures massage the abdomen to reduce bloating, aids in digestion, and activates the large instance meridians for detoxification. In TCM, it stimulates the operation of the large instance meridian. Also can help the body to detoxify. As vegetarians, we must focus gut health and detoxification. A cabbage hot pot is a good food for this pose because it cleans the intestines and helps the body get nature of detoxing. Bow pose cradle stimulates large intestine peristalsis by abdominal massage, whereas cabbage is high in dairy fiber and enoki mushrooms, and severely contributes to detox effects. Adjust the mushroom species based on the season. For example, it is good to eat mushrooms in winter. The advantage is relaxation. The gentle rocking motion soothes the nervous system, making it ideal for pipette practice. Moreover, the pose I would like to say is camel pose. This pose opens the chest and stretches the spine, thereby activating the lung meridian. According to traditional Chinese medicine, the lungs govern qi, including energy, and control respiration. For vegetarians, lung health has a direct impact on skin, radiance, and breathing depth. I propose matching this posture with night blooming cereals, atrophy root and corn soup. Vegetarian version: replace corned meat with steak and pot with calcium. Benefits: first, improves lungs function. Camel pose expands the chest, increasing lung capacity. How about the soup? The soup's night blooming cereals can cleanse the lung heat. Atrophy root reduces blood and lily bulbs, soothes the mind, relieving throat, dryness, and spleen irritation. Face and apricot carrot relieve the constipation. Second, skincare. Vegetarian may lack collagen from animal source, resulting in dry skin. For this situation, night blooming cereals and cressel also can moisturize our skin. Third, seasonal protection. Combining camel pose with this soup helps avoid respiratory sensitivities during windy, dry spring or autumn. They are prone to dry coughing after practicing camel pose. Treat yourself to a pot of this dry night blooming cereals and atrophy root soup, which is both helpful and tasty. Finally, the pose I would like to say is really free pose. This pose increases balance, improves the posture, and strengthens the muscles. According to traditional Chinese medicine, the Qi meridian runs through the lower back and legs, controlling bones and marrow. Really are free, stimulates Qi meridian energy, by increasing leg strength. For vegetarians, we need to pay attention to bones and joints. Melinda roots, Eucombia bark, and Militia speciosa shoots make an excellent post-practicing combo, including vegetarian option. Substitute pork tail with cashew and baked beans. Strengthen tendons and bones. The shoots Melinda roots uses the Achilles. Eucombia bark strengthen the tendons and Militia speciosa relieve stimulus, all working together to boost lower body strength. TCM say the Achilles scaphoid bones, backbone, and calcium contains plant-based protein and calcium, reducing the risk of osteoporosis associated with protein deficiency. Vegetarian diet, energy balance, which stimulates blood circulation, and dry juice, which purify qi and reduce muscle tiredness. Seasonal adaptation, practicing variety in cold, damp weather, including when joints stiffen easily. Then you can try this damp disputing shoe. Combine the position with shoe can help vegetarians with secondary lifestyle or lower back trouble avoid lumbar strain. After pleating warrior feet, prepare a pot of Melinda root, Eucombia bark, and Militia along the Kili Melindia. Energy activates by the position to warm your body from inside. Today, we talk about houses yoga pose. Help vegetarians both physically and spiritually. Rather is the visibility of the spiritual and camel pose, the digestive support of pigeon posture, and bow pose cradle, or the energy booster of the bed arm bridge pose, and warrior V pose. Each posture helps us to adjust to a vegetarian lifestyle while maintaining balance and calm. I hope you enjoy the improvements that yoga brings to your everyday practice, allowing vegetarians and yoga to enrich our lives together.
Okay, thanks, Polly, for your sharing. Thank you very much. Okay, Chen Xikun Grace, are you there? Okay, Grace Chen.
出来了
Okay, are you ready to start? Okay, so our next speaker is Chen Hikun Grace. She got her master in Chinese medicine in Hong Kong Chinese University. So her topic is the cause of rheumatic pain. What are the prevention and treatment methods? Grace, please go ahead. Yeah, very clear. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I start now. Okay. Good day, everyone. Today, I would like to share about the topic is the causes of rheumatic pain and what are the prevention and treatment methods. World Arthritis Day, held every year on October 12th, was initially established by Arthritis and Rheumatism International in 1996. This day aims to raise global awareness regarding the existing and impact of rheumatic and musculoskeletal diseases. The information from World Health Organization in 2019, about 228 million people worldwide were living with osteoarthritis, an increase of 113% since 1990. About 73% of people living with osteoarthritis are older than 50 years old, and 60 are female. With prevalence of 365 million, the knee is the most frequently affected joint, followed by the hip and the hand. 344 million people living with osteoarthritis experience seriously, narrow, moderate, or severe that could benefit from rehabilitation. With aging populations and increasing rate of obesity and injury, the prevalence of osteoarthritis is expected to continue to increase globally. What are the causes of rheumatic pain in Chinese medicine theory? Rheumatism pain, equal to in Chinese term is Bei syndrome. In traditional Chinese medicine, rheumatism pain or Bei syndrome arises from a combination of factors: the body's weakness and the inversion of pathogenic influences such as wind, cold, dampness, or heat, which lead to obstruction in the meridians and sluggish circulation of qi. Qi means vital energy in our body and blood. The occurrence of Bei syndrome is mainly due to factors such as living in cold, damp environments, wading in water and rain, drastic changes in climate, and alternating between cold and hot conditions. These external pathogenic factors, combined with internal imbalances, obstruct the flow of qi and blood in the meridians, leading to pain and other symptoms. The pathological manifestation of osteoarthritis include joint pain, numbness, heaviness, and difficult in infection, and extension of joint, as well as muscle and bone discomfort, joint swelling, burning sensation, poor mobility, and joint stiffness are all symptoms of Bei syndrome. Bei syndrome results in poor circulation of qi and blood, leading to a lack of nourishment for the tendons, bones, and joints. There are systematic records in the Yellow Emperor Classic of Internal Medicine, which has been around for over 2,000 years. The term Bei syndrome appears 169 times in the book. Traditional Chinese medicine has a long history of effectively tackling rheumatic pain. There are different types of Bei syndrome, simple classified as the first one is wind, damp, cold impediment. The second, cold, damp impediment. And the third one is damp impediment. The fourth is heat impediment. The fifth is rheumatoid arthritis. What are the key characteristics of wind, damp, cold impediment in joint? Migratory pain. In wind predominant cases, the pain may move from one joint to another, often related to wind exposure. Worsening with cold and damp, the pain and stiffness are typically aggravated by cold and damp weather conditions. Heaviness and numbness. Dampness can cause a sensation of heaviness and numbness in the limbs. Limited movement. The condition can restrict the range of motion in the affected joints. Other possible symptoms. Some individuals may also experience swelling, weakness, or a burning sensation in the joints, along with fatigue and muscle weakness. Those with the above symptoms are generally prescribed 防风汤. Chinese medicine composes of 麻黄、桂枝、行人金草、唇枣、黄芩、茯苓、葛根、当归、防风. The functions can dispel wind and activate collaterals, relieve numbness, and relieve pain. We may add or subtract other Chinese medicine based on patient's syndrome. Second is cold damp impediment in joint. The key characteristics are fixed aching pain. The pain is often localized to specified joint and tend to be more severe. Worsening in cold and damp. Symptoms intensify in cold, damp environment, especially with reduced physical activity during winter. Numbness. Some individuals may experience a feeling of numbness or a heavy sensation in the affected joint. Heaviness and numbness. Joint numbness, some individuals may experience it, and the joint stiffness. The joints feel stiff and are difficult to move, particularly in the morning or after a period of inactivities. Swelling. The affected joints may be visible, swollen, or puffy. Tendency to feel cold. Aversion to cold and the sensation of coldness in the limbs are very common. Possible digestive issue. Dampness can sometimes lead to digestive problems such as loose stools or abdominal distension. Those with the above symptoms are generally prescribed 乌头汤. Chinese medicine composes of 乌头、麻黄、绍瑶、黄芪、金草. The effect of the above prescription may warm the meridians and dispelling cold, remove dampness, and relieving numbness. Damp impediment in joint. The key characteristics are heaviness. A sensation of heaviness or numbness in the affected area is a common symptom. Pain. Rheumatic pain is typically localized to a specified area and can be aggravated by damp and cold weather. Swelling. Joint may appear swollen and inflammation, indication and accumulation of dampness. Stiffness. Joints may feel stiff and difficult to move, particularly in the morning or after periods of inactivity. Tongue and pulse. In Chinese medicine theory, the tongue and pulse may show signs of dampness, such as a thick white coating on the tongue and a slippery or moderate pulse. In essence, damp impediment in the joint, also known as damp B, obstruct the flow of qi and blood, leading to pain, swelling, and stiffness. Those with the above symptoms are generally prescribed 一苡仁汤. The Chinese medicine composes of 一苡仁、苍术、三姜、当归、白术、麻黄桂枝金草. The function can remove dampness and relieve pain, warm the meridian, and dispel cold. And we in Shandong Chinese medicine hospital treated rheumatic arthritis 120 patients. Those with wind-cold dampness. They divided the patient into two groups. Each group are 60 patients. The first group, they prescribed 一苡仁汤 plus acupuncture. And the second group only prescribed Western chemical drugs. Those receive 一苡仁汤 and acupuncture, the clinical efficacy reached 88.33%. The clinical proof is less pain, but those taking Western chemical drugs, the clinical efficacy is 70%. The fourth is heat impediment in joint. The key characteristic are swelling and warmth. The affected joint may exhibit swelling and a burning sensation indicating inflammation, pain, and discomfort. Joint pain may intensify, affecting one or more joints accompanied by redness, swelling, and a burning sensation. A cold compress, often elevated pain. Flare-up of existing condition. Individual with condition like arthritis might experience more frequent or severe flare-up during hot and humid. Those with the above syndrome may prescribe 山壁汤. Chinese medicines composed of 防疾、杏仁、滑石、连球之子、一苡仁、半砂、长沙、车修豆皮. The function may clear away heat and dampness, judge the meridians. Hainan Provincial Hospital conduct 11 research studies on September of 2022 with 863 patients. They prescribed Chinese medicine 山壁汤 plus Western chemical drugs. And the other group just prescribed Western chemical drugs. The result is Chinese medicine 山壁汤 in the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis can significantly improve overall clinical efficacy. The fifth is rheumatoid arthralgia. The key characteristic is common symptom. Key symptoms include joint pain, swelling, stiffness, and fatigue. Morning stiffness that lasts for a significant period is also a characteristic feature. Bilateral affect. B syndrome often affects the same joint on both sides of the body, both wrists or both knees. Pain severity. The pain may range from mild to severe. Joint may be swollen or even ankylosed and deformed, making flexion and extension difficult. Chronic nature. Patients who have been ill for 5 to 10 years have a disability rate up to 43.5% due to bone damage. Majority patients may deficiency in qi and blood, as well as liver and kidney deficiencies. 督活鸡参汤 The Chinese medicines composed of 督活全角党参、桑鸡参、茯苓、金草、苏地黄、芦桂、当归、熬丝、防风、白术、细辛、圈松、稻种。Functions, it can be disperse the wind cold humidity, trial, and tonify qi and blood in order to strengthen bone capital and relieve joint discomfort. Thus, it is a natural and effective solution to regain mobility, flexibility, and comfort. Li Yang Chinese medicine hospital research with 82 patients. 82 patients divide into two groups. The first group, they prescribed 督活鸡参汤 plus warm acupuncture. The result is less swelling, less joint tenderness, less duration of morning stiffness. It effectively improved the clinical symptoms of patients with rheumatoid arthritis, reduced discomfort, and has a positive impact on patient outcome. And the other group is the same 41 patients. Only observe no treatment to them. The result is the same. No any improvement. Another Chinese medicine recommend is 1B Pian. 1B Pian composes of Chinese medicine 地黄、熟地黄、竹短、附子、毒黄、骨水补、龟鸡、营养藿、防风、味连藓、剪翅、羊骨、白术、九泽、字母、新金草、红花。The functions of these Chinese medicines used to treat chronic weakness, joint pain, knee arthritis, localized swelling, stiffness, and deformity, limited range of motion, and rheumatoid arthritis. It can nourish the liver and kidneys, strengthen muscle and bones, dispel wind and dampness, and promote circulation. There has two research. The first one is from the Hospital of Xinjiang Medical University. From September 2019 to September 2020, 2 years time. They prescribing 1B Pian to patients with knee osteoarthritis for 2 months. The result of this clinical research on the use of 1B Pian for knee osteoarthritis are remarkable. as they can effectively relieve joint pain and reduce serum inflammatory factor. And the second research is from Beijing Drug Clinical Research Center. Totally 360 patients. The first group using 1B pen plus Western chemical drugs. And the second group only prescribed Western chemical drugs. The results show that using Chinese medicine 1B pen lead to better disease control. There are several historically effective Chinese medicine treatments for osteoarthritis. Which are traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture pain management, Chinese massage, research from Jinan Shandong Hospital conduct a research on 2022 in order to explore the clinical value of traditional Chinese medicine combined with acupuncture and moxibustion in treating cold and dampness arthralgia. Methods a total of 100 patients with rheumatoid arthritis treated in the hospital from November 2021 to November 2022 were randomly divided into experimental group and control group. 50 patients in the experimental group were treated with traditional Chinese medicine combined with acupuncture and moxibustion. And 50 patients in the control group were treated with conventional Western medicine. In result, the scores of traditional Chinese medicine symptoms, joint-related indexes, and treatment efficiency were compared between the two groups before and after treatment. And the other research is on 2020, November 10, the prestigious International Rheumatology Journal Arthritis and Rheumatology published Acupuncture for Knee Osteoarthritis. This study involved collaboration of totally 9 hospitals from China. The study indicated that after 8 weeks of treatment, the effective response rate for the electroacupuncture group was 60.3%, while the manual acupuncture group had a rate of 58.6%. The efficacy of the electroacupuncture group was significantly could be maintained until week 26. The results provide evidence-based support for the efficacy of acupuncture treatment. The research demonstrated that acupuncture significantly elevates joint pain and improves knee function in patients with knee osteoarthritis. Professor David Hunter, he is director of the Bone and Joint Research Institute at the University of Sydney, conducted a detailed analysis of this clinical study. The research findings indicate that treatment 3 times a week of acupuncture can more rapidly improve joint pain and activity limitations in patients with knee osteoarthritis. And one more research from Jinan Shandong Hospital conduct research on 2022 with 100 patients. Half of 50 patients using traditional Chinese medicine plus acupuncture plus moxibustion, and the other group is using conventional Western medicine. The result is Chinese medicine treatment more efficiency and less complications. The traditional Chinese medicine has a long history of use in treating various ailments and is widely practiced, with evidence supporting its effectiveness. Traditional Chinese medicine practitioners often tailor treatments to the individual, taking into account specified symptoms, constitution, and lifestyle factors. Acupuncture is very good in pain management. Acupuncture is often used to manage various types of pain, including back pain, knee pain, muscle pain, neck pain, and more. Chinese massage is a therapeutic practice with a range of potential benefits, including pain relief, stress reduction, improved circulation, and enhanced relaxation. It can help with muscle stiffness, improve range of motion, and potentially aid in injury recovery. Moxibustion or tea and moxibustion is a therapeutic technique that can relieve pain associated with conditions such as osteoarthritis. Research indicates that it may reduce pain intensity and improve overall pain management, particularly for pain caused by cold. Cupping therapy is an Asian practice involving suction cups placed on the skin. It has shown potential benefit in pain management, particularly for musculoskeletal conditions such as back pain, muscle pain, and neck pain. Osteoarthritis is expected to be more common in women. In 2020, there are 61% of people with osteoarthritis were women and 39% were men. We must focus on prevention and early intervention strategies. Tips for maintaining joint health. Keep warm. Please remember, always keep warm and avoid prolonged exposure to cold environments. Sunbathing. Sunbathing can enhance the body's yang energy and help dispel cold. Stay dry. Avoid getting wet in the rain. Posture. Pay attention to correct posture. Avoid sitting or walking for a long time. And refrain from repeating certain actions excessively. Exercise. Regular perform moderate stretching exercise and muscle training. Diet. Avoid cold drink and cold foods. Relaxation. Maintain a relaxed mood and avoid tension. Healthy lifestyle. To prevent and relieve rheumatic pain, maintain a healthy lifestyle. Keep your joint warm. Avoid cold and humid environment. Exercise moderate, eat balanced diet, and seek medical treatment promptly. Knee protection. To protect the knees, avoid walking downstairs and running up or down hills. Also, squatting, kneeling are the movements that cause the most damage to the knees. When descending a hill or stairs, the pressure of the knees is 7 times of the body weight. The Hospital of Xinshan Medical University conduct research over 2 years, from 2018 to 2020. Total need 2 years time, prescribing 1B tablets to patients with knee osteoarthritis for 2 months. The results of this clinical research of the use of 1B tablets for knee osteoarthritis are remarkable, as they can effectively relieve joint pain and reduce serum inflammatory factor and facilitate recovery of joint function. They can also reduce the duration of joint pain, morning stiffness, and joint swelling. And the other research from Beijing Drug Clinical Research Center selected 360 patients with active rheumatic arthritis, divided into 2 groups. Group A prescribed Chinese medicine 1B pen combined with Western chemical drugs. The Group B only received Western chemical drugs. The results showed that using Chinese medicine 1B pen lead to better disease control. These 2 research may see how Chinese medicine benefit to those patients. The Lancet Rheumatology research. New research showed that osteoarthritis is the most common form of arthritis, affected 15% of the world population over 30 years old. They predict by 2050, nearly 1 billion people are expected to suffer from osteoarthritis. The incidence of osteoarthritis increases with age. For those aged 70 years old and older, osteoarthritis ranks 7th among the cause of years lived with disability. Osteoarthritis is most common in the knee, and hence, by 2050, the incidence of knee osteoarthritis will increase by 75% and hand osteoarthritis by 50%. Osteoarthritis affects women more than men. In Western treatment, there is currently no treatment called by Lancet Rheumatology Research. Studies have found that osteoarthritis cases have increased rapidly over the past 3 decades, mainly due to 3 factors: aging population, growth, and obesity. In 1990, there are 256 million people suffer from osteoarthritis. By 2020, that number had risen to 595 million, a 132 increase from 1990. By 2050, that number is expected to approach the 1 billion mark. Obesity. The study showed that obesity, or a high body BMI, is a significant risk factor for osteoarthritis. If obesity were addressed in the global population, the burden of osteoarthritis would be expected to decrease by 20%. The study also shown that obesity plays an increasing role as obesity rates increase. In 1990, the first year of the study, 60% of disability due to osteoarthritis was caused by obesity, and by 2020, this proportion had risen to 20%. Rheumatic pain is one of the most common diseases in the world, but only 7% knew that arthritis will cause of this disability. Some people may ask when to seek professional help. The answer is if joint pain severe, persistent, or significant impact daily activity. It's crucial to consult a healthcare professional for proper diagnosis and management. Prompt medical attention can help prevent the condition from worsening and identify appropriate treatment options. I finished my sharing today. Thank you all, and bless you have good health with joy every day. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Grace, for your sharing. Now we finish all online lectures for the 5th World TCM and Acupuncture Week. Thanks again for attending to the lectures. May you all have a wonderful day. Hope we will see you online next year. Goodbye, everyone.
非常感谢大家，谢谢主持人。
谢谢侯院长，谢谢，
谢谢。